Real quick, God damn it, Democrats. So as the polls show Americans blame Trump and the Republicans for the shutdown, there were a record number of voters that showed up last week proving there's a wild amount of growing support for the Democrats against Trump. The dementia patient in chief has the lowest approval rating of any president ever, and it's getting worse. And he just got booed relentlessly by an entire stadium of people on national TV. So now when the Democrats' position has proven strength and growing support, while that wispy-haired orange bitch with half of the entire government officials shoved up his ass are on their heels and getting desperate, this of course was when the Democrats decided it was time to fold and give Trump and his gaggle of MAGA asshats everything they want for essentially nothing in return. 8 Senate Democrats sided with the Republicans to end the shutdown, throwing away their only leverage in protecting affordable healthcare for tens of millions of Americans, which is just an obvious dogshit betrayal, selling out Americans' healthcare to force them to be rich or die poor. But let's take a closer look anyway. So why would those 8 Democrats do this? What do they get? They bring back a few thousand federal workers that were laid off during the shutdown and prevent any other layoffs until the end of January, which is a problem the Republicans caused and should not be given credit for fixing or able to use as a bargaining chip, as all the layoffs during the shutdown were determined to be illegal. All this does is allow them to avoid consequences for breaking the law again and put a brief pause on mass layoffs, which are sure to resume after January. So that's a bunch of bullshit. Gain nothing there. What else? The SNAP funding will possibly resume, which again is a problem caused by the Republicans, who had the government shut down while controlling all 3 branches and refusing to continue ACA subsidies or healthcare access for lawfully present immigrants, all the while illegally withholding $6 billion in SNAP funding to keep children, disabled, veterans, and low-income families fed. Even after these 8 Democrats folded a day after Trump told the Supreme Court that he still wants to block fully funding the SNAP program. So just a big old load of stupid horseshit there, nothing gained. What else did they get? Well, last and certainly least, the Democrats get a chance to write up their own healthcare bill, which then needs to be approved by the Republican-owned Senate, to be sent to be approved by the Republican-owned House of Representatives, and then sent to be approved and signed by Trump. Right, like that's gonna happen. In what fucking world? What? The entire fight over the shutdown was based on the Republicans removing the ACA subsidies and taking healthcare away from lawfully present immigrants. So you tell me, what in their history of giving super checks to masked ICE goons during the shutdown to racially profile and disappear people off the streets to concentration camps leads you to believe that they would even give a single portion of a shit about the immigrants or the healthcare that they pay taxes for? And why don't you tell me, how is their protection of their dear leaders' links to an elite pedophile ring and removing healthcare access and subsidies in the first place makes you think that they're worthy of being trusted to negotiate in good faith on behalf of the American people? And tell me, what about them illegally taking food from starving children makes you think they give a flying shit about Americans' healthcare or financial well-being? Look, the Affordable Care Act is not perfect, but it's something. Ripping it away to ensure healthcare costs for 22 million Americans doubles, triples, or more, with having nothing to replace it other than trust me, bro, don't do shit and will quite literally kill people. Experts estimate that about 51,000 people will needlessly die as a result of the big beautiful dogshit bill removing the ACA subsidies. So as the country continues to spiral further into a hellscape where if you're brown or poor, your life becomes exceedingly more worthless and endangered, Maggie Hassan, one of the 8 Democrats whose spine can now only be found on the back of a milk carton, had this to say to inspire hope for the future of the country.
If the Republicans can't come to the table and do something reasonable on this and make sure that people can afford their health care and that the whole private commercial market also doesn't see skyrocketing increases, then shame on them.
Shame. Great. So when you or your friends and family are trying to weigh how many more years the cancer treatments might allow you to spend together is worth saddling your grandchildren with medical debt, you can rest easy knowing that the Republican Party, who are completely devoid of shame, who purposely put you in that situation, might feel a little bit of shame when they have a moment to reflect on their diamond toilets aboard their 4th golden yacht on their way to their 5th summer home/mansion. Y'all sold us out because you're feckless cowards and you don't need to worry about re-election, and now Americans will literally pay the price in blood. I mean, if you're gonna cave, why even fight at all? We could have at least avoided all the pain we endured during the shutdown, believing it was for a good cause and that you had our back. Fucking shame. Eat my entire butt. Shame on you.